Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of The Finishing Blow. Hopefully you guys having a good week so far. This week I actually found pretty interesting because there's a couple possibilities that we may be getting some sequels to some of our favorite films as well as some new cast announcements. So let me go ahead and dive right into that first. We found out who our Detective Carter is going to be for the Rush Hour TV show. It's going to be an actor by the name of Justin Hires. Now, I personally don't know a lot of Justin's work. Apparently, he's on Key and Peele. The only thing I've seen him on is on the small cameo that he had on 21 Jump Street, which, granted, it was really fun and it was really good. And rewatching that scene, I can kind of see a Chris Tucker-esque approach that he could take. I just don't know how this show's gonna work. Like, a lot of people have been very mixed about it. Some people are like, we'll give it a chance, we'll wait and see what happens. Other people are like, it's CBS, these actors aren't gonna be able to pull their weight, it's not gonna be a good show. I'm not sure. You know, a lot of TV shows, when you just look at the cast and the story, they're not going to be that great. Like one of my favorite TV shows of all time is like Martial Law. And when you look at it from like a basic standpoint, it's not the most in-depth show ever, but it pulled its weight and it did what it could. Samo did a really good job. Arsenio Hall, I guess he did his thing. But the thing is, you know, it worked. And so there is a 1 in 100 chance that this actually works and it does really well. I just don't know. What do you guys think about the casting? Do you guys feel like John Fu and Justin Hires are the two right people for this job? Or do you feel like they should have had somebody else? Obviously, they're going for a younger cast, but Rush Hour was based on Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan meeting for the first time in the first film. So you can't do like an origin story. So I don't know. It's just going to be weird. I'm going to wait and see what happens, but I'm just really cautious about this. The other TV shows that are based off of movie franchises don't fare too well. So I don't have high hopes for it, but maybe if I leave my bar really low, it'll surprise me and I may have some reason to watch TV in the near future. All right, moving forward though, we also have some posters for Skin Trade, which the trailer that came out just a few days ago or a week ago or so was really awesome, and I really wish they could keep that momentum. The posters, I don't know what it is with them and making Tony Jaa that jumping picture, but almost all the posters have him doing that like side jump with the shotgun, which whatever, it's fine. I guess they like that picture a lot. But they're okay. I mean, they're not the world's best posters ever. One of them is clearly better than the other, but it's kind of cool to see them making different posters for probably different markets and things like that. I'm not sure which one's going to be the actual like cover for the DVD, but it's going to be coming out here real soon. So I'm going to try and check this out as soon as I can. I'm hoping this is kind of the big I guess like the big introduction for the world for Tony Jaa, or at least the US, the Hollywood market. Not talking about like audience wise, but more for like casting agents and, you know, like directors and stuff to say, hey, this guy can really do some great stuff. Obviously, Furious 7's coming out, and I know that he's going to do well in Furious 7, but I feel like it's going to be more of like a cameo or like a supporting role where it's not going to be as big. So I think Skin Trade is going to be the real big explosive movie that comes out in the US, but both of them are going to be fantastic. I'm just waiting to get my hands on them so I can watch them, and I know that you guys are as well. Okay, next up, we have some kind of rumor and speculation stuff that's going on, but it comes from Michael Jai White himself, so we can kind of make this more possibility than just gossip. Somebody on Twitter asked him if he was going to be doing a Blood and Bone 2, and his answer was actually really interesting. He said that it's already been written, and they're just waiting for funding. They may even do like a crowdfunding for it. Now, this is kind of interesting to me because Blood and Bone is one of those like big films. Like, a lot of people loved Blood and Bone. I don't know how it did like financially and commercially, and maybe that's why it's not doesn't have the funding for a sequel. But a lot of people, when they talk about Michael Jai White, Blood and Bone is 90% of the time the film that I hear people say that they enjoyed the most. And obviously that's changed a lot. There's Falcon Rising, Black Dynamite, but Blood and Bone's kind of like that core film where it just did such a fantastic job with the action, the directing, everything like that, that a lot of people enjoyed it. So it's kind of weird to me for them to say that they don't have the support or the funding for it. Obviously, if they did like a Kickstarter campaign, everybody would support it. I would support it. You know, everybody who posted on my Facebook has clearly said that they want a Blood and Bone 2 to happen. So I think it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be like a audience funded campaign. I feel like that should be more indie related projects, like Clandestine or I can't even think of any other ones right now. But for the smaller indie teams that are trying to get out there and get known, not for a movie, a star, and a franchise. Or it's not a franchise, but for a film that's already been established. I don't think it's really necessary. But we'll see what happens. We never know what's going on behind the scenes. And like I said, it may have done well, like reception wise, but commercially maybe it didn't sell as much because people didn't know who Michael Jai White was back then. There's a lot of factors to consider. But I'm done rambling about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I am really curious to see what you guys think, whether Blood and Bone 2 actually needs crowd support or if it should be able to hold its own against everybody else. All right, moving forward, we also had a American trailer for Vengeance of an Assassin. And this trailer was actually done really well. When I saw the Thai trailer, it was just too much. It was so much action, so much over the topness. And granted, the movie's not any different. They just cut it differently. And it works so much better for me. Like, I'm actually more interested in Vengeance of an Assassin because of the American trailer. So props to Welga USA for making the trailer the way it is. I know some of you guys are going to be more interested in the spectacle and the flashiness of the Thai trailer, which is absolutely fine. For some reason, I feel like the Thai movies lately have been kind of like almost glorified show reels. And I don't know if I've said that before or not. I feel like I have. But I feel like they try to do so much, like do everything over the top, raise the bar every single time. And after a while, it just seems like ridiculous set piece after ridiculous set piece. And this one's going to have it. I mean, you've got Dan Chipong like jumping out a window, shooting a dude as he's falling out the window, fighting on top of a train, all these crazy things. I'm hoping they can tone it back enough, just enough, so that it doesn't feel like that all the time. It's not cranked up to 20 every single minute that you're watching it. But, this is going to be Paneradicry's final film that he was involved in. And so a lot of people are going to be holding this to a very high standard. Whether it's fair or not, that is going to be the truth of the matter. So I'll be checking this movie out for sure. But definitely the US trailer got me very interested in it. And I want to see it just a little bit more because of that. All right, lastly on the news side of things, we also found out that John Woo is going to be handling a remake of a Japanese film called Manhunt. Now, there's not really a lot for me to go off of personally because I have not seen the Japanese film. I read the synopsis, and apparently it's about a man who's trying to clear his name of, I think it was like rape and murder. So he's going around, and he's clearing his name. I don't know why I'm so rambly right now. It's probably way too early in the morning to be doing this. But the thing is, John Woo has a very specific style and flair. And if he can tap into that old school kind of like action that we love, I think it's going to be really, really good. And a lot of people pointed this out, but I love the white dove on the poster because it just, it screams John Woo. So I'm really hoping he takes his time with this and makes it the best that he can deliver. We don't know who's going to be in it. I don't know if it's going to be an older actor or a younger actor, like if he's going to call him like Chow Yun Fat, or maybe like Eddie Peng or Nicholas Tsay or somebody like that. I have no idea, but there's tons of possibilities in it. But let me know what you guys think. What would be the perfect John Woo film for you guys? What would you want to see? What would you pay money for in the theaters, or have to get day one so that you could watch it and just bask in its glory? Because it's got the potential. Now, we don't know until the cast is announced and what's going to happen with the action and things like that, what's really going to happen, but it's got the potential, and that's really what has people going right now. Okay, lastly, I did a review for Who Am I, which I know it's an older film, forgive me for that, but it was just one of those weeks where I felt like watching an old Jackie Chan film that I really enjoyed. And there's only so many movies that I haven't reviewed that are Jackie Chan, and Who Am I was one of those. And so I went ahead and went back to it, watched it again, and I love your guys' response to it. I love the reception. I was wondering if I was the only one who really enjoyed that movie. And going back and watching it, there's some bits that are really, really cheesy. Like the whole saving the dog thing from the falling piano. Jackie, you really had to add that in there. But it's all good fun. And I tried to, again, give it an honest, bias review of the film, and so that people who haven't seen it can know whether they should watch it or not. But hopefully next week I can do a review of a newer film. There's just sometimes you just gotta go back and watch the classics. That's all there is to it. So I try to juggle them and mix them in when it seems appropriate, but I'm done rambling. I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking right now. It's way too early in the morning because I'm trying to get this filmed and uploaded earlier in the day because YouTube has been a giant butt this week with the processing. It'll stop. I've had to reload on video from my Let's Play channel. I had to do it 3 times before it actually accepted it and processed it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here, but I always do appreciate you guys' comments and feedback and support. You guys are truly the best, and I really, really appreciate it. But anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys thought was the most interesting topic for this week, as well as what you guys look forward to in the future. I really look forward to it, and hopefully you guys have an awesome weekend. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is K Miller, and this week, it's been finished.